Okay, for those who love science fiction, they're going to love this segment. He is Brandon Ellis with the Stargazer Report.
Alright guys, welcome to Stargazer, where we gaze to the stars and look at the latest in science fiction and how it relates to our small little planet of the Earth. Now today I'm talking about a show very near and dear to my heart. I don't know about you, Howie. It's called The Gifted. It's a show on Fox. And just a show of hands, how many people in the audience have seen The Gifted on Fox? We got 0, -1, -2, -12. That's a new record for people watching this show. Yeah, I don't think it's been doing. Me or you ruined it. I know you didn't see it. Come on, man. Anyway, a lot of people haven't really seen this show, and I find that to be sort of a crime. Now, it's based off the X-Men, like the X-Men comics, and if you don't know about X-Men, it's pretty much about a team of mutants. So in this made-up universe, there are some people born with mutations, and with that, they have powers. And they will get judged, and it sort of harkens back to racism, more specifically in the time of like the 1960s. So it's very empowering in that sense. And a lot of young readers reading comics at the time, they would, although most of the people in the X-Men were straight and white and everything, people like maybe a gay kid reading or a black kid reading could imagine themselves in their sort of shoes and be empowered by the X-Men. Now The Gifted, it's not exactly the X-Men, it's mutants, and it's that same sort of storyline. So you have this main core group that you're going to follow, and they're trying to fight for prosperity for mutants and humans alike, pretty much integrating, sort of like Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream. And what makes this season number 2, so interesting, it took what was good about season 1 and really expanded on that. So we have their fight for civil rights and equality, which is such an important thing to sort of bring about to modern audiences, especially because racism, it's still going on. Bigotry is still going on. So not only you're seeing their side and their dynamic, you're seeing a whole another side, sort of the villains of the show, where they're mutants, but they want to sort of eradicate humankind and promote mutant kind. Sort of a little bit of an extreme, but sort of similar to the Black Panther, Black Power movement of the 1960s. So you have that dynamic, but they don't completely vilify. They're clearly not the good guys, but you see their perspective, which is interesting. And going on the whole other side of the globe here, we got another sort of organization of humankind, an actual hate group that promotes humankind and wants sort of the eradication of mutants. And we had a character from season 1, a police officer, whose daughter tragically passed away years prior. So we see his transformation to a police officer, to someone who's a big activist in this hate group. And you know what's so interesting about that? We don't completely hate him. We sympathize. Although, again, not the good guy, and not the protagonist of the show, we will still see that there is humanity to these different people, these different organizations. And lastly, there is another group of mutants, sort of underground, where they feel empowered as mutants, they're proud of who they are, however, they don't want to be part of this whole conflict, so they sort of go underground. And we also have a family dynamic of the main family, the Von Structors, some go to one organization, some go to others, and you see sort of that conflict, that dynamic, and that's what really makes this show in particular so very interesting. It has these important allegories to civil rights, to bigotry, overcoming prejudice, and we sort of see people's different perspectives that you may normally get, or not really get for that matter. Now, a lot of people may come to me and they'll be like, you know, Brandon, I have one black friend and racism's not a thing, but you know what, it's really, in this day and age, racial tensions are high, even with homophobia and any sort of group you could think about, so it's really important to just sort of see a show like this, to really battle against that, and not only do that, but understand other people's perspectives. So that we may learn and come together. So that really is important. Now, being that there's a lot of rights issues with Disney owning Marvel, and Marvel is getting Fox, and Fox owns Disney, a lot of branches are going on here. So there's a very good chance we may never get a season 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, please try to fight for this show. Let it go for a 3rd season, because, 3 times a charm. All right.
All right, Brandon, your enthusiasm, passion is felt. Good job. Brandon Ellis.